Hello and welcome to BQ Prime. A very good afternoon to all the viewers. I'm Hiral Datia. Clearly, if you go to see, the markets have been trading pretty much in a narrow range, and now we've inched below the 19,400 mark already. The advanced decline ratio, which was actually favoring the bulls at the start of the season, in terms of start of the trade, has now become absolutely neutral. Bank Nifty is also absolutely interesting. We're just hovering around those 44,000 levels. Those slipped into the negative for a fraction of a second from being in the positive. But what direction are the markets going to take from here on? Because the ride seems to be slightly wobbly as well. Joining us on the show to discuss more on this is Sacchitanand Uttekar, Vice President, Technical and Derivative Research at Tradebulls Securities. Sachit, good afternoon and welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, Hiral, and thank you for having me on your show.
Always a pleasure to speak to you. Sachit, overall, if you go to see, Nifty has been struggling at 19,400 already with heavy call and put writing that we've been witnessing. What's the sense that you pick up? Because where are you seeing the support on the downside? And what's the kind of broad range we should be watching out for?
So, Hiral, I think when we look at Nifty, it has been struggling to reconquer that level of around 19,400. We have already seen it hovering near that particular level. So, the 5-day exponential moving average is also placed there. So, if you look at both the indices, Nifty Bank and Nifty as well, they have still not confidently given or displayed a closing above these averages. So, once we have a confirmation of the same, probably we may see Nifty again resuming its uptrend. When we look at supports, I think 19,300, the cluster support looks very confident. Even yesterday, we saw a reconfirmation of that particular support, and the Nifty did witness a very strong rebound. But somehow, today's session has been more on sideways, and it has still not, been a very. We have not really seen a very significant price action developing here. When it comes to the Nifty outlook, I think the bias for the Nifty still remains neutral to positive. We may see one more leg on the downside towards 19,360 or so, but I think that decline could be utilized to create long positions. We are seeing this 19,300 support to hold on, and probably we may see Nifty scaling towards 19,480, 500 kind of a zone. So the immediate resistance is placed at 19,500, and post a breakout of this particular level, we may see Nifty, getting or unlocking the directional momentum play. So when it comes to Nifty, the strategy still remains buy and declines. But when we look at Nifty Bank, clearly, this particular index has been lacking strength. We have seen multiple attempts near that 44,000 mark, but it has not really registered a close above the same. So probably today could be a crucial day for Nifty Bank. But even if it starts sustaining above in this particular cluster, we still see a very strong headroom at 44,500. So until unless Nifty Bank doesn't sustain and surpass that particular level, there could not be a major revival in the trend. So when it comes to Nifty Bank, I think it is still in that neutral to negative zone, and any upside on the towards 44,500 could be capped. So we are not really optimistic when it comes to banking stocks. We still feel that this is one particular sector or area which will keep on adding pressure on Nifty as well. But eventually, from a market perspective, we are expecting that Nifty could see a breakout about 19,500, and that's why we are optimistic on the market, keeping the support base at 19,300. We are advising our clients to build fresh long positions even at this juncture.
Right, Sachit. So that's the overall setup. Now, if you talk about sectorally as well, uh, clearly you are seeing pressure which is being built specifically with regards to IT as well as pharma in today's session. But apart from that, the other indices have been trading in the positive. Where are your bets from a sectoral perspective?
So I think Nifty IT and Nifty Pharma both are displaying some sideways consolidation price range itself. We are not really seeing a very concrete trend for the last few trading sessions. But broadly speaking, I think both the sectors are well positioned. after a brief pause, we may see a resumption of the up move. When it comes to Nifty IT, there is a cluster of resistance right up to 31,800. But eventually, we see this particular movement shaping up in the next few weeks or so. So I think the bias even for Nifty IT still remains a bit on the cautious side, but the broad range and the broad trend for Nifty IT still remains positive. We're expecting a move towards 31,800 in probably a couple of weeks time. And on the lower side, I think the 30,500 support base, is the limited level wherein one can place the stop losses. When it comes to Nifty IT, we are seeing some unwinding pressure here. But if you look at the major structure still remains healthy. It has been maintaining its tail above the 5-day exponential moving average. Even the 20-day exponential moving average is placed somewhere close to around 15,120. So we may see some further slippages there, but the major trend for Nifty IT also, Nifty Pharma also stays positive. So after 4 weeks of consolidation, probably we may see a resumption of the up move soon, and that's why we are avoiding creating any short positions there.
Right. Sachit, how are you looking at the auto sector?
Well, Nikhil, I think auto is one particular sector which has hit our radar last week. If you look at last 4 weeks trading range, the sector itself has displayed a consolidation. And last week we saw a kind of a bullish hammer formation on its weekly scale. Today, we have already seen a good positive crossover in its 5 and 20 exponential moving average. So, if you look at the entire structure, this looks like a bullish flag formation in the continuation stage, and we may see the price action again evolving here on the positive side. So if you look at the structure itself, we are expecting that once this particular breakout gets established above 15,580, we may see Nifty auto displaying a very strong momentum play. We are expecting that 16,700, 16,800 could be seen in the next couple of months' time. And that's why I think some allocation can be considered when it comes to Nifty Auto. From the pack, we like two structures. Both the stocks we have recommended to our clients. One is Maruti, which was on a declining trajectory since last 4 weeks. And last week we saw a bullish hammer formation, which is almost resembling the Nifty auto pack. And if you look at the entire structure here, we are expecting that Maruti can see a, a swing towards 9,700 on an immediate basis. And positionally, the level at around 10,100 can be revisited. So I think it's a very good zone wherein the stock can be accumulated even from a portfolio perspective. The stop losses can be placed somewhere close to around 92.50 on a closing basis. The immediate target that we are eyeing is somewhere close to 97.60, but eventually we see this particular move unfolding towards 10,000.
Right. Sachit, how are you looking at HDFC, AMC as well as Tata Communication? Both these counters are seeing a bullish setup in trade today.
So, Hiral, we have recommended Tata Communications to our clients. If you look at the overall stocks and the structure, the stock, has displayed a very strong breakout. In fact, in yesterday's trading session itself, today we have already seen a very substantial price action unfolding here. The stock is locked into a very strong secular bull run. And if you look at the weekly charts, there's a clear-cut rising three kind of a candlestick formation, which is again a very rare continuation pattern formation. We are of the opinion that this particular price action can extend right up to 1870, and that's why we are still recommending building long position here. The stop loss for Tata Communication can place somewhere close to around 1735, and the stock can be reviewed somewhere close to around 1870.
Right. How are you looking at a BHEL? Because strong momentum there. OI addition is also pretty strong in today's session. Volumes are pretty heavy. And you see the stock price performance as well is pretty strong in today's session.
Well, honestly, we missed capturing this particular move. In fact, 100, 105 was the level wherein we were seeing some cluster cluster data, but we did miss this particular breakout. But I think the monthly charts are very interesting. In fact, if you look at the way it has reconquered its 200-month exponential moving average. We have seen very strong buying strength, which has evolved near to that particular support of around 97, where it's 200 the month exponential moving average is placed. So I think the major structure has changed, and still, we see a good, strong, positive development getting unfolded here. So from pattern perspective, if you look at the entire rounding formation, it is still exhibiting a price target somewhere close to around 145. So on a decline, I think the stock can be accumulated. On the lower side, the 97 support looks promising. So probably we can keep a stop loss somewhere close to around 95 on a closing basis, and make sure that this particular stock also becomes a part of your one's portfolio. From a pattern perspective, the target is placed somewhere close to around 145. So there is still a good amount of upside which is yet to be seen, and every decline towards 105 would be a good opportunity to accumulate it.
Right. How are you looking at NMDC as well as NALCO?
So NMDC, again here there has been a very slow, gradual up move which has been unlocking. But if you look at the broader structure here, again it is a rounding bottom kind of formation. Uh, we may see, this gradual up move getting continued right up to 130. So from a trading perspective, I think the support base is quite prominent at around 115. And I think this is where one can keep their stop losses until unless this particular base holds. We may not see any change in this particular momentum, and we may see uh, further elevated levels towards 130. So I think even right now, any opportunity on the downside could be utilized to create some long positions. The stop loss can be placed at around 150.
Right. Sachit, apart from the names that we've discussed, anything else that comes to your radar that could be good investment opportunities?
I think from the auto pack itself, I think there have been substantial, opportunities here. We have already seen a very strong movement from escorts. Maruti is well positioned, forming a base there. And the other stock that has hit our radar is Hero Motocorp. In the last few weeks, we have already seen a very good corrective action here. And if you look at the last, 7 trading sessions, despite of the fact that the price has escalated lower from 3100, but the entire decline has been very gradual. So if you look at the way it's daily RSI and weekly RSI is placed, probably we may see a termination of this particular declining move soon, and we may see Hero Motocorp again resuming its up move. So this is a good dependable zone wherein the stock can be accumulated. On the lower side, stop losses can be placed somewhere close to around 2850. On a positional basis, we are expecting that the stock would again, scale back towards 3300 and eventually surpass that all-time high level of around 3700 in a matter of few months.
So these are few of the names that we should be watching out for as well. Thank you, Sachit, so much for joining us on the show and sharing the views. So that's with regards to clearly markets go. But in terms of closure, clearly, if you see, we are below the 19,400 mark, nearly at the day's lowest levels is what we are witnessing. Overall, if you go to see in terms of the stocks as well, the advanced decline ratio overall is in favor of the bulls, but pretty much 50-50 in terms of the benchmark indices. Adani Enterprises, HDFC Life, ITC, NTPC, Hero Motor, these are few of the top gainers in trade today. Whereas Geo Financial Services, BPCL, Cipla, these are few of the top losers, and second consecutive session of a lower circuit coming in terms of Geo Financial Services. In fact, a news update where BSE has postponed Geo Financial's index exclusion to August 29th. This is what is just being reported as well as we speak on the exchanges. What they have said is, initially it would have been removed from indices overall on the 24th of August, and taking into consideration the recent lower circuit that the stock has been hitting, It's a second consecutive day the company has hit a lower circuit. Now, what they've said is that the index committee has determined to postpone the removal of the stock from all BSE indices by another 3 days. So, JFSL will now be removed from the indices effective prior to the open of trading on the 29th of August, which is a Tuesday. And should Geo Financial Services continue to hit lower circuit on the next 2 days, the removal date will be deferred by another 3 days. And additionally, should JFL not hit lower circuit limit on either of the next 2 days, but hits the lower circuit limit on the third day, the removal of the company from all the BSE indices will be deferred by another 3 days. Any postponement of a removal will be communicated as soon as possible, and there could be a change. But so that's the latest update that we're picking up. So there will be no removal yet. It will be only 29th of August that the exchanges have communicated so far. So that's with regards to where markets are concerned. That's all that we have on this session. Thanks for watching, and lots more lined up on the other side. Please stay tuned to BQ Prime.